Alright, well I don't know how well this is going to show up down here, how much light there is or anything, but I've got it all up on jack stands here that I did when Doug was over here the other day. These jack stands in the back are in some sad shape. That one over there is only about half the size of my other 3 jack stands. I didn't realize it was so small, but I got 2 more of these here, so I'm going to jack it up a little bit higher back there, and I think on the front here I want to see if I can't remount those to get the front end up a little bit higher, and I'll try to go ahead and get that cardboard out of the way then too. I was going to lay on that cardboard, but if you look up there, probably can't see it, but there's a puddle of oil right there, and I'm thinking that I want to have to change out the rear main seal because it's all dripping down right there between the bell housing and the motor. So we'll go ahead and get these changed out and jacked up again, and maybe I can get it up a little bit higher so I can get my big ass frame underneath here. I thought at first that cardboard was going to be a good idea until I got thinking, well, I'm going to have to put that transmission jack in there, and when I do that, I don't know if it's going to, how good it's going to roll on across that cardboard. So, boy, it's got out of it. What happened here? I hit the zoom button. I'm sorry. All right, well, I'll get started here, and I think I'm going to, here for too long, I want to go in the house here and get mix me up some pesticide and spray out here. There's all kinds of bugs crawling across this floor. Bugs and spiders and everything else that done been bit on the wrist by something. It was swelled up for about a week, but alright, we'll go ahead and get this done and be back in a little bit. Alright, well, I shut the door, turned the air conditioner on, so there's not as much light coming in now, but you can see I've got them in the back up on the good jack stands now, and I've repositioned these up in the front, these jack stands here, so I've got it up some higher now, and I'm ready to go ahead and crack these 2 15/16 bolts here. That one I'm going to crack up on the top, let a little bit of air in, so when I crack this one on the bottom, it'll flow out easier. Those are the fill and the drain bolts for the transmission fluid. Now, I'm not certain, but I believe, I mean, I know this is a manual transmission, but I believe it's got Mercon 5 automatic transmission fluid in it. We'll find out when I get these things cracked here. But when I get these bolts cracked, I'll say I'm lucky I had a 15/16 socket because I don't have a 15/16 wrench. Hopefully it won't take too much to bust them loose, because I sure the hell don't want to round them off. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and get started on that now. Well, luckily, I do have a 1/2-inch breaker bar. I had to use that for the fill bolt up there, but I think I got both of them cracked loose now. And I'll go ahead and just unscrew this one now. Pull it away, and hopefully we'll get this drained out so that when I pull the drive shaft off, it doesn't come all shooting out the back end. Whoa! Shot out a little further than I had anticipated. Got a little oily there. That's all right. I'm glad that cardboard's there. I did pick up about a 50-pound sack of oil dry. Phew, man. Well, that certainly didn't look red when I got it out. And it doesn't look red now, so it may not be Mercon 5 or whatever. I don't know what that is. I'll have to call up someplace and ask them, or maybe one of y'all knows. Y'all know in a Ford manual transmission on a 1998 2.5 liter, what kind of fluid goes in there? Whether it be motor oil, or it certainly is. It's too thin to be gear oil. I thought it was transmission fluid because I've seen some of them do them, and it's come out to be red transmission fluid. But like I say, I just don't really know. All right, well, let me get off of here, get my hands dried off so I can set this camera down and get that back on there and get those 2 bolts snugged back up. All right, well, I guess the next job is going to be getting that drive shaft off. I know there's 4 bolts in the back of it. Somewhere around here in one of them drawers over there or something, I've got one of those flat scribe things, and I want to scribe it when I take it off of there to give it a good mark to show which bolt came out of which hole. So when I put it back, I can put it back on exactly the way it was. I don't know if it's balanced that way, or if it'd be just as balanced if it was bolted up, turned a little bit, or what. But I just think that's a good idea to do. I'm not sure where that scribe is. I know pretty sure it's in one of these boxes here somewhere. There it is, right there. Old scribe. I say you're good for, see, it's good for writing on metal there like that. I'll go ahead and bring this over with my tools. I show you my old Craftsman toolkit is missing a few out of it, but that's all right. I got this one over here now, and then under there is all that there too. And I'm fortunate in that it has that 12 millimeter and the 15 and stuff that Wally was saying he didn't have with his. Now this one here only goes up to 7/16 in the regular, and then it goes over here to metric 1921. So I was fortunate in this older set, even though it's smaller, it had the 15/16 and the 1 inch, and I needed the 15/16 to break those drain and fill bolts loose down there on that transmission. I thought I had some of these 3/8 extensions, but I didn't, so I went over to Ace here a couple of days ago when I picked up those jack stands, and I got 2 10-inch extension bars to get to the bolts up on the top of the transmission when I start doing that. All right, well, I'm gonna figure out what size bolts I got down there on that drive shaft, and I guess we'll go ahead and get started on that then. But I'm going to go ahead and stop this video right here, and I'll get back to that. I'll do it in the next part here. I'll go ahead and do it today, but and film it today, but like I say, it'll be in the next part of the series here. All right, this is Gary signing off. Thanks for watching. The reason I'm doing that is because I don't like my videos to be too long, because it takes them forever to upload.